That one is out of the 12 things that I learned in hell. Go ahead, Joe. Read that one out.
Right here,
I
right?
stay ready to keep from having to get ready. It starts on
Chapter 10,
152.
152.
Well, actually, no, it's not on that one. The numbers are wrong. It's on 148.
148. Right there.
Yeah. So go ahead, Joe.
I stay ready. It keeps me from having to get ready. All right, let's get started. I stay ready. It keeps me from having to get ready. Be prepared for tomorrow today, not today. Not today. Be prepared for yesterday. No, hold it. Be prepared for tomorrow today, not today. Be prepared for yesterday. The origin of this was when I was 19, late 18, early 19, when I was making or about mid 19. Around those years, it wasn't a saying that was said once. It was something that was said continuously over and over and over again. So I heard the phrase numerous times a course over a course of maybe 2 or 3 years. It was the boss, the person I was working for, the person I ended up going to Kentucky for, the person I ended up going to Korea for. He would always say, I stay ready because it keeps me from having to get ready. He would drill this into my head. Now, when I was when I was with him, we literally would be waking up at 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the morning, and then would wouldn't get home until 11:30 to 12 at night, and then having to do it again. I was a driver, so if I was taking a nap, I still had to work. The only time I got to not do anything was when he was having a meeting or something. But then I was usually either eating lunch or doing something else. So it was a consistent go 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 atmosphere. Now, why this is so important is if you want to succeed in life, if you want to accomplish anything, you have to be ready. The most amount of time it takes to get yourself ready, it's a lot of time if you add it all up. Now think about it. Then we'll go into the next class. I ride my bike. I ride my bike every day. That continues from somewhere. So is that okay? Or I should continue.
Hey, it's up to you.
All right. So I ride my bike every morning, about 20 miles an hour every morning. Now I have. Now I understand that when I am just waking up. Now I understand that when I'm just waking up, I am a little slower because I'm groggy. I'm not awake yet, so I understand it takes a little bit of time to process waking up.
All right, now
Now,
I'm going to
if
read
I'm
this paragraph. Now, if I'm prepared for my bike ride, I have my paper towel, I have my water, I have the remote control. Everything's already set up for the morning. I stay ready because it keeps me from having to get ready. So then in the morning, I don't have to focus on finding my water, finding the paper towel, finding the remote control. I'm already set up. I'm ready to go. So while I'm slow and my brain's not awake yet, I'm kind of discombobulated because I'm just waking up. I prepared myself to where I don't have to think. I'm already prepared. So let's get into the lesson. Do you want to continue on to the lesson or what?
you decide,
No. I'm asking.
go into it.
Okay, so into the lesson. Being unprepared, being late, which causes rush, anxious, frustration, lashing out to depression, digression. Body and mind start to deteriorate because of lack of use. Impulsive, making irrational choices. Sounded like a good idea at the time, and low self esteem. Breaking little promises to ourselves, always feeling behind. Being late, being unprepared, I don't have any stress. Or, excuse me, being late, being unprepared. I don't have any stress. If you look at my hair, I don't have any gray hair. Occasionally, I get a couple of grays here and there. And I'm almost 40. My brother, because you'd be like, well, it's genetics. Well, my brother, who's the same mom and same dad, he's gray all over the place. I don't put myself in stressful situations. To other people, that might be stressful, but to me, it's not stressful. Rushed. I can't stand being rushed because I always tend to forget. I'm one of those people that if I'm rushing, I forget stuff. Like I was just talking about. If I don't prepare the bike for the morning, then I might forget something. Get on a bike And then I have to stop because I wasn't prepared. I was ill prepared. That's why I don't like being rushed. Anxious. An anxious person. I don't like anxiety. I don't like surprises. I don't like being out of control. So, anxious. Being anxious is not knowing what's coming. You're anxious. You're worried about what's coming. Which, being anxious, all this adds on to each other. So, if you're stressed, you're going to be moving really fast, which is going to rush you. Which, when you're rushed, then you start forgetting things, which is going to cause you to be anxious. So then, when you're anxious, you're going to be on the edge. You might not think it. You might be in a constant state of being anxious, which you have anxiety problems, which, if you have those problems, you won't even notice what I'm saying because it's so common to you that you already noticed maybe 10 years ago. So, what happens is once you become anxious, then you start getting frustrated at everything. Little things that if you were not stressed, if you were relaxed, and you weren't anxious, wouldn't frustrate you. It wouldn't even bother you. But since you're stressed, you've been rushed, now you're anxious, now it's causing frustration because you're anxious, your heart beats really fast. You feel like you're having a heart attack. I can't stand my heart beating really fast and me not knowing the outcome of what's going to happen. I'm very bad when it comes to being anxious. When I'm anxious, this is part of the reason I don't like surprises because before a surprise, I get really anxious and then I get really short. I get really frustrated. So I'm on the edge. People can frustrate me really fast and someone can be literally trying to do the nicest thing for me in the world, but since it's a surprise and I'm extremely anxious, I'm frustrated. What that causes is it causes lashing out. If you have kids or if you're in a relationship with somebody, you need to pay attention to this because just being late as being unprepared, ill prepared causes stress, which causes you to be rushed, which causes you to be anxious, which causes frustration, which causes you to lash out. And then after all those things, this lovely thing happens. It's called you become depressed. You don't understand why you're lashing out at your kids or your loved one. You don't understand why you're always frustrated. You don't understand how you're taking pills for anxiety and they're just not working. You don't understand why you are so rushed with everything. How you just never seem to have time. You never understand why you're getting gray hairs all over the place and so stressed. It could come from the smallest little thing. You're always late and you're ill prepared for the day coming. I challenge you to become prepared and see if it changes anything. You want to keep going or is that enough?
Let's have let's go over this because we want our viewers to understand what we actually discussing, right? So if we read too much, we might have.
You might forget. Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that was a mouthful. So does it make sense though?
It does because it says I stay ready keeps me from having to get ready. So now if I have to go to work by 6 in the morning every day, right? And I wake up at 5 a.m. I have to iron my clothes. I have to take my bath, and I have to do every other thing before maybe I have to clean my car. Then what this means is I'd have to do all this the previous night before morning, right? So when I wake up morning, I'm already ready. My clothes ironed, kind of washed. Everything is ready. All I have to do is get out and then leave for work so that I don't get late for work, right? Now, if I become impulsive, right, and I don't play the tape out, then it happens the same way, right? Because the thing that happens is I'll run late because with my dressing, with my cleaning, everything is going to like pile up on me because I did not stay ready. So now I have to get prepared, and that is still going to keep me late. So these like chapters of all these books interrelate, right? Because if you're impulsive and you're not playing the tape out, then it won't keep you ready. You never stay ready because you don't play the tape out. You don't open up to see that you're going to get late for work. You're going to get late for every other thing because you didn't stay ready. So staying ready keeps you from getting prepared, and I think that makes a lot of sense.
Do you see the natural progression? How just the smallest little thing of you have two choices. You can go to bed, you can be prepared like Joe was saying the night before and go to bed on time, or you can not be prepared and not pay attention and go to bed a little late and the next morning who's going to be stressed? the person that's not
Real
prepared.
person.
And then you see how that small decision, then when you go to when you're late to work and you're already beaten fast, then Ben comes and says, "Good morning, Joe." And Joe's like, "Good morning." You know what I'm saying? Because you're late. You know what I'm saying? And Joe's worried. Is he mad? Does he know I'm late? Or you know what I'm saying? Like whatever. And Ben's like, I'm just saying good morning. You know what I'm saying? Like good morning. You know what I'm saying? But for Joe, Joe's stressed because he's been late. Now the whole day he's worried. Does Ben know that I was late? You know what I'm saying? So now I'm gonna try to do extra fast, and then I go home, and then I'm mad at my kids because I've been late every day, and Ben's told me if I'm late one more time, then I'm gonna lose my job, and now I'm taking it out on my kid and my husband's or my wife is like, "Hey honey, how you doing?" You know what I'm saying? I made you the best food, and you're like, and it's your favorite food, and you're so stressed about something else that you can't even take in consideration that she just took all day to make this roast for you because she knows it's your favorite. Your kid, made some little stick figure or some shit he took hours to make for you, and you're so stressed because you decided that it was more important for you to watch your television show as opposed to just doing what you're supposed to do and waking up on time.
Exactly. That's right.
And it's as simple as that small, and you see the difference. Like boom, you can have like a less stressful life, no gray hair, or this person over here is, if you're living on the edge like that, you're gonna have gray hair.
Very stressful.
You're gonna be super stressed. There's no way that you're not. And it's a sim. I mean, and the only difference is be prepared.
Exactly.
All right, and that one, boom, boom.